friends, and welcome to my guide on warrior DPS techniques for turn 11. This guide is aimed towards people already familiar with the encounter and that are looking to push their DPS limits even further. This guide also aims for an HP threshold of 10,400 life. The tips suggested in this video are by no means the best or only way to do this encounter. These techniques are simply the ones I use most and have become comfortable with, resulting in high damage output. So, let's get started. First things first, the opener. The opener I use can be found on the annotation or in the description below. The only difference is that I use Path Combo instead of Butcher's Block. This is to ensure I do not steal hay from the Paladin. Before the boss casts Barrowfield, I usually stay in Defiance the entire time. Until Barrowfield is cast, tank damage is extremely high, but this doesn't last for long. Upon reaching 90%, he will cast Barrowfield. I will take Defiance off here and use Foresight plus Awareness. Sometimes I'll activate Bloodbath as well. These cooldowns will provide you with more than enough survivability while they are active. During this, the boss will do Nerve Gas, Seed Bombs, and Resonance. After those abilities, this will take you into Secondary Head. For Secondary Head, you do not have to be in Defiance. Simply activate Vengeance or Thrill of Battle plus Convalescence roughly 1 to 5 seconds before the attack. You should have at least an Adloquium, if not a Stone Skin as well, and even if you don't, this should be enough to survive the attack. After Secondary Head, you can leave Defiance off for the remainder of the buff. He will start his rotation again with the Resonance and Nerve Gas. After the Nerve Gas, I make a judgment call. Depending on how many people have stacks of vulnerability or weakness, I will keep Defiance off or turn it back on. This will take you into the next Secondary Head. Now I mitigate this one with Thrill of Battle plus Convalescence, or Vengeance, whichever I haven't used. This will take you into more Seed Bombs, Resonance, and Nerve Gas. Depending on DPS, you can skip the Secondary Head here. Regardless if you do or not, save your Unchained for the next phase. If you do not skip the Secondary Head, turn on Defiance and make a judgment call with your healers. If you are confident your healers will provide one or more pieces of mitigation, then Defiance will be more than enough. If you think you need mitigation, then use Infuriate plus Inner Beast and you'll be good as well. Or, if you are terrified of your healers, Holmgang the shit out of this GG2 easy style, and you will hopefully be good. For this phase, I activate Unchained first. After Unchained wears off, depending on Thrill of Battle and Vengeance cooldowns, I will leave Defiance on until one of them is back up. Once available, I will turn Defiance back off and activate those cooldowns one after the other. After the Sphere and Cube die, I will sometimes save my Berserk and Eternal Release for the last phase, so that way I can line it up with Unchained. In this last phase, I have a rule of thumb. If I am tethered, I will always be in Defiance unless Nerve Gas is happening. My reason for this is because once tethered, you have to think about the other person as well. So if I were to turn Defiance off and die, I would wipe the raid because I was being stupid. The upside to turn Defiance off while tethered is minimal compared to what could happen if you die. So assuming you don't get tethered, the same rules apply in the first phase. For Secondary Head, use Thrill of Battle plus Convalescence or Vengeance. And for the next Secondary Head, use the one you didn't use, then rotate after that. Sometimes, however, if I am low on TP, I will activate Defiance before Secondary Head and use Vengeance to gain an additional Rat stack, so I can use Inner Beast sooner. I will then Infuriate and use another Inner Beast, if available, to gain an additional tick or two of TP regen. Then turn Defiance back off if I'm not tethered. Regardless if tethered or not, Defiance should always be off for every Nerve Gas. Well friends, that's about it. If you have any things you do to increase DPS that I haven't mentioned, please leave it in the comments below.